Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Yes, dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. The chapter what we are discussing is about morphology of flowering plants under CET NEET. I have started with the synopsis of this particular topic. I have stopped till the different modifications in STEM. Let me give some important scientific names. What is there in your the plants or the fruits which are mentioned in your NCERT. For that they have not given the scientific names, but may be important for CET NEET exams. So I will write the scientific names of certain plants which is mentioned in the NCERT in different examples. So first, sweet potato, write down. You will check your notes later. Apomia patatas. Apomia batatas, scientific name of sweet potato. So this is the adventitious tuberous root modification. What is this? Adventitious tuberous root. So adventitious roots means which developed from other than the radical of the seed. So it's called as tuberous roots because it forms the tuber, gedde thara belitade adaralli. So that is sweet potato. Next, write the scientific name for turnip, that is Brassica rapa. Brassica rapa. In Kannada it is called as Navilukosu. It's called as Navilukosu. So here I already given this nepiform root. Nepiform root means broad at the base, broad at the top and tapering towards the base. So broad at the top and suddenly tapers towards the base. So this is called as the nepiform root, what you can see in case of turnip. Similarly, beta vulgaris, beetroot, that is also an example for nepiform root. This is the taproot modification. Okay, the taproot is the one which directly arises from the radical of the root. Next scientific name you write for cotton, that is Gossypium. Gossypium is the scientific name, botanical name. Then comes neem. The scientific name of neem is Azadirachta indica. Species name Azadirachta indica for neem. Then comes for touch me not plant. Touch me not, Nachikemullu. Okay, so scientific name is Mimosa. Mimosa pudica. Mimosa pudica. Then comes the scientific name for drumstick, andre ನುಗ್ಗೆಕಾಯಿ. ಡ್ರಮ್ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ moringa. What? Moringa. Moringa, it is oleifera. Moringa, oleifera, species name. Moringa oleifera. Then comes sunflower. Sunflowers scientific name is Helianthus. What? Helianthus. Genus name ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. Species name, if you remember it is fine, otherwise it is okay. Then comes after Helianthus, guava, Psydium guajava, ಪೇರಳೆ ಹಣ್ಣು, guava, Psydium guajava. Psydium guajava. After guava comes mustard, Brassica gentiana. Mustard idu Brassica gentiana. Brassica gentiana. Okay. Next coming to field mustard. Field mustard idu ಬೇರೆ. Field mustard, that is Brassica compenstris. B, I write Brassica compenstris, scientific name. Species name is compenstris. Compenstris. After that, next comes the garlic, Allium sativum. Garlic, Allium sativum. After garlic, next comes Ziziphus. Ziziphus means bugari. Kannadalli it is called as bugari. So here the modification of leaves into spines in order to decrease the rate of transpiration. You can see, in order to decrease the rate of transpiration. So the next one, after that, after Ziziphus, the next one is Dionaea muscipula. Dionaea muscipula, that is Venus flytrap. Venus flytrap, it is a insectivorous plant. Adra scientific name Dionaea muscipula. Dionaea muscipula. Dionaea muscipula. Muscipula, mu SCIPULA, Dionaea muscipula. After that, next coming to pitcher plant. Pitcher plant, it is Nepenthes. Nepenthes is the pitcher plant. Next comes lily. Lily is Lilium. Lily scientific name is Lilium. After the lily, next comes Datura. Datura is a scientific name only, but the common name of Datura is stingweed. Weed andre kale gida, unwanted plant. stink weed because it smells very badly, stinking smell. Then comes Gulmohar, Dilonyx regia, Gulmohar, Dilonyx regia, Dilonyx regia, that is for Gulmohar. After that comes Prunus persica, that is peach. Prunus persica, that is for the peach plant, is example for perigynous flower, persica. Then plum is Prunus, plum is Prunus. Then comes ರೋಸಿಗೆ rosa for the rose. Then comes Abelmoschus esculentus for lady's finger, Abelmoschus esculentus, very important, it's for lady's finger. For lady's finger, Abelmoschus esculentus. Then comes salvia. This salviar means to be saved, common sage. Salvia is the scientific name for common sage. It is derived from the Latin word salviar, means to be saved, means it is a endangered plant, needs preservation, conservation is needed for this particular plant. Okay. Then comes Nilumbo nucifera, lotus. For lotus, Nilumbo nucifera. Nilumbo nucifera for the lotus plant. Then comes citrus lemon for lemon. For lemon, citrus lemon for the lemon, students. Next comes Argemone mexicana, Mexican poppy. Argemone mexicana for Mexican poppy. Mexican poppy. Next comes primrose, Primula vulgaris. Primula vulgaris. This is for primrose. Next comes marigold, Tagetes erecta. marigold Tagetes erecta for marigold. Tagetes erecta for marigold. Tagetes erecta, Tagetes, Tagetes erecta. Next comes castor. Ricinus communis, important. Ricinus communis, communis for castor, for castor. Then comes orchis for orchid, orchis, orchis, orchis for orchid, for orchid. Then comes arhar, Cajanus cajan, arhar, Cajanus cajan. Cajanus cajan. ಅರ್ಹಾರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತೊಗರಿಬೇಳೆ, ಯುವರ್ ಪಿಜನ್ ಪೀ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗರಿಬೇಳೆ. ಓಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮೂಂಗ್, ವಿಘ್ನ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟ. ಮೂಂಗ್ ಇದು ವಿಘ್ನ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟ. ವಿಘ್ನ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟ for moong. Next for sem, lablab purpureus. ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬೀನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸೆಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೆಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬೀನ್ಸ್. ಲಬ್ಲಬ್ ಪರ್ಪ್ಯೂರಿಯಸ್ scientific name. ಲಬ್ಲಬ್ purpureus. Lablab purpureus. So students, note down all these things. Lablab purpureus. Lablab purpureus. Then glycine max for soybean. For soybean. Then lupinus polyphilus for lupin. For lupin. Then comes mulethi, Glycyrrhiza glabra. Mulethi, Glycyrrhiza glabra for mulethi. Next comes sweet pea, Labyrinthus odoratus. Labyrinthus odoratus for sweet pea. For sweet pea. Next comes garden pea, Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum for garden pea. Trifolium. Okay. Eucalyptus only. Eucalyptus only. For tobacco, Nicotiana tobaccum. Nicotiana tobaccum for tobacco. Nicotiana tobaccum. Nicotiana tobaccum. TOBACUM tobaccum. Then comes Ashwagandha. It's important, appeared for the NEET. Vidania somnifera. Ashwagandha. Vidania. Somnifera. Vidania somnifera. Then chili, Capsicum annum. Capsicum annum, chili. It's also important. Capsicum annum. ANNWM. Capsicum annum, chili. Then comes tomato, Solanum lycopersicum. Tomato, Solanum lycopersicum. Solanum lycopersicum. Then comes asparagus, Shatavari. Asparagus, Shatavari. Then comes Gloriosa, flame lily, common name. Gloriosa is the scientific name, flame lily is the common name. Then comes Tulipa officinalis, tulip, an ornamental plant. Tulipa officinalis, that is for tulip, which is an ornamental plants. So dear students, these are some of the important scientific names or the botanical names what you need to remember. So let me erase the board. So students, in theory classes you have already studied about the morphology of flowering plants description. I would like to highlight some important points in this particular chapter. Okay. Okay. So you know what is a simple leaf and a compound leaf. Now if you take this, a leaf means which is having a structure that is called as swollen leaf base, which you call as the pulvinous leaf base, and this is the leaf base, and this is the petiole or the stalk, and you can also see there is a leaf lamina or leaf blade. Correct, no? So in case of compound leaf, this is what called as the midrib, correct? Main vein, midrib. And you can see here the main leaf, there is a petiole, is divided into many smaller leaflets. What do you call these as the leaflets? Okay, if the petiole is, if the lamina is divided into many smaller leaflets, then it forms a compound leaf. It forms a compound leaf. Okay. So here in case of this compound leaf, so there are many leaflets. So the leaf lamina is divided into many leaflets. Okay. And which is not touching the midrib. Okay, this is called as the rachis here. Okay, the leaflet which is not touching the midrib. Okay, then it is called as the compound leaf. This is called as the compound leaf. This is called as the simple leaf. So simple leaf means the leaf lamina is entire, it has not got any incisions. But in case of compound leaf, the leaf lamina is not entire, it has got incisions and it is not touching the midrib. Here the midrib, it is called as the rachis. Okay, it is called as the rachis. So they may have stipules. The leaflets will not have the stipules, but the individual leaf, they may have pair of stipules. So this stipules helps to protect the leaf when they are in the young condition or when they are in the bud conditions. Followed. So that is about simple leaf and compound leaf. So if there are only single pinnae, okay, for example, there is only one branch here, only one single rachis, then it is called as unipinnately compound leaf. It is called as unipinnately compound leaf. Unipinnately compound leaf. Uni means single, single set of pinnae. A single branch is there. Further, see, if this is the one branch, if it is further branches, like this. Then it is called as bipinnately compound leaf. It is called as bipinnately compound leaf. Now example for unipinnately compound leaf, it is neem. I have already given the scientific name of neem, that is Azadirachta indica. Then comes the bipinnately compound leaf. The example for this is Mimosa pudica, that is touch me not plant, mimosa. Then further, if this is further branched, and forms the leaflets, further it branches. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು branch ಉಂಟು. Here ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಉಂಟು. ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್. One branch, another branch, second branch is once again branched. Then it is called as tripinnately compound leaf. So example for tripinnately compound leaf is your moringa. Moringa andre yadu? Drumstick. So this is some extra information. So the compound leaf is once again divided into unipinnately, bipinnately and tripinnately compound leaves. There is a leaf. There are modifications in leaf. So if this is a leaf, so for example, if this is a leaf, here the leaf petiole is expanded. The leaf petiole itself is expanded and becomes green and photosynthetic, and leaflets are which are smaller and short-lived. Okay, then this modification is called as phyllodes. It is called as phyllodes. For example, in case of Australian acacia, you can see in case of Australian acacia, this type of modification, that is called as the phyllodes. Okay, phyllodes is the stem modification, but phyllodes is the leaf modification. Then you can see in case of insectivorous plants, what are the examples for insectivorous plants? Nepenthes, then Venus flytrap. Okay, Venus flytrap. that is Dionaea. So these are the example for insectivorous plants. Now, in case of this, there is insectivorous plant, what is the modification? So the leaf petiole, it becomes expanded. Not leaf petiole, sorry, the leaf base is expanded and it looks like a leaf lamina. So this is the leaf base. Here it is the leaf petiole. This is the leaflet. So leaf base is expanded and becomes green. Okay. Then there is a petiole. This is a petiole. Okay. Then comes the pitcher. Then comes the pitcher with the lid. So this is the pitcher and this is the lid. So this is the lid or the leaf apex. Leaf apex. Leaf apex. So it is the pitcher and it is the leaf apex. So the leaf base, which is expanded, like looks like a leaf, and the petiole, it is modified like a tendril, and the leaf base actually it looks like a pitcher, and it has got the leaf apex, it is acts like a lid or the operculum. So what happens in the case of insectivorous plants? The insect is attracted towards this bright colored pitcher and which is having a rich fragrance smell. So insects automatically get attracted towards it and they will come and sit on this opening and the lid gets open and the insects will get trapped inside this. So this is in case of pitcher plant. This is called as Nepenthes, pitcher plant. So they have a pitcher in this. Okay, inside this there are enzymes are present. These enzymes will helps for crushing of the see, first what happens when the insects gets trapped, okay, the fluid which is present inside this pitcher, that will crush the insects and those insects will get digested, okay, that will get break, okay. Then there is an enzyme called as nitrogenase enzyme, so which acts on the nitrogen content of the insect and the plant will get enough nitrogen. So nitrogen is very essential for the normal growth and development of the plant. So the plants will get the nitrogen. So plants will get the nitrogen and this is the leaf modification we can see in case of many insectivorous plants. So this is the one more concept, students, which I wanted to tell you under morphology of flowering plants. So what are the other important concepts? Let me explain. Now I will give some examples for unisexual and bisexual flowers. Example for unisexual flowers. And bisexual flowers. Unisexual flowers means male flowers and female flowers are present on different plants. Okay? Or male flower and female flowers are different but they are present on the same plant. Bisexual flowers means both the male and the female sex organs are present on the same flower. So unisexual flower andre eno? Unisexual flower andre male ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಯುನಿಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಬೈಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಫ್ಲವರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಬೈಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಯುನಿಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಯುನಿಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಯುನಿಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸರಿಯಾ? ಬೈಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಬೈಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಯುನಿಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ಯುನಿಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಬೈಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬೈಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಯುನಿಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. Coconut, then maize, pumpkin, papaya, coconut, maize, then pumpkin, then papaya, watermelon. These are the examples for unisexual flowers. Next, examples for bisexual flowers: mango, tomato, chilli, lily, rose. Mango, tomato, chilli, lily, rose, etc. So note down this, another important concept. Then the flowers, they may be trimerous or may be tetramerous or may be pentamerous. Trimerous, tetramerous or pentamerous. Trimerous means they are having 3 sepals or 3 petals. Okay. Then tetramerous means the flowers which are having 4 sepals and 4 petals. Whereas pentamerous means penta andre 5. The flowers which are having 5 sepals and 5 petals. Those are called as pentamerous flowers. So trimerous, ನಂತರ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಮೆರಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪೆಂಟಾಮೆರಸ್. Now examples for trimerous flowers: lily, maize, wheat. Liliaceae family, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Liliaceae family ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಲಿಲಿ, ಮೇಜ್, ನಂತರ wheat. Then comes the tetramerous. Tetramerous flowering example evening primrose. Evening primrose. Next ಬರೋದು pentamerous. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ Leguminosae members. For example, the legumes, ನಿಮ್ಮ beans, pea, etc. So this is another important concept. Note down, students. Then bracteate and ebracteate flowers. For example, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, this is the stalk of the flower, that is called as the pedicel. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಬೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ದೋಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ದ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್, ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೈನಸ್. ಸೊ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಯಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಬಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೇಟಿಗೆ ಮಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್, ಟ್ಯೂಲಿಪ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ಪರಾಗಸ್, ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇದು ಅದರ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇದು ಬೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಥೆಲಾಮಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ, ಇದು ಥೆಲಾಮಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥೆಲಾಮಸ್ನ ಬುಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲ್. ಸೊ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಲಿಪ್ ಆಸ್ಪರಾಗಸ್. ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಈ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಯೋಲೇಟ್. So that also helps for protecting the flower when they are young conditions or when they are in the bud conditions. So this is another important concept, students, which you have to remember. Next important concept, students, next important concept, students, now sepals, you know, sepals are the accessory whorls. Even the petals, these are the accessory whorls. So when the sepals are fused, then they are called as gamosepalous. When the sepals are free, then they are called as polysepalous. You already know this, you have studied in the theory. Similarly, when the petals are fused, then they are called as gamopetalous, and when the petals are free, then they are called as polypetalous. Now let me give you the examples for polysepalous or gamosepalous. Gamosepalous, example Solanaceae. Gamo or gamosepalous or petalous, gamopetalous ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಂದೇ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸೊಲನೇಸಿಯೆ. ದೆನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸೆಪಾಲಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಲಿಪೆಟಾಲಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಾಸಿಕೇಸಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, mustard family, that is polysepalous or polypetalous. Next, flowers may be having different shapes. They may be tube shapes. Tube ಅಂದರೆ ಟ್ಯುಬ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಶೇಪ್. ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯುಬ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ ಫ್ಲೋರೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಸ್ಟರೇಸಿಯೆ. Disc florets of Asteraceae. Asteraceae ಅಂದರೆ sunflower family. If you see the sunflower family, then the flowers are of two types. One, peripheral flowers. Here the flowers are mainly called as florets. Okay, so the peripheral flowers, they are called as ray florets, and the central flowers, they are called as disc florets. So these ray florets, they are usually unisexual, ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಫಿಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ ಫ್ಲೋರೆಟ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬೋತ್ ಬೈಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ray florets, disc florets of Asteraceae is tubular in shape. So that is an example for tubular shaped flower. Here they are called as the florets. Then infundibuliform or campanulate. Okay, infundibuliform or funnel shaped funnel or infundibuliform shape. Say example, ಫನೆಲ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಫನೆಲ್ ಥರ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಫಂಡಿಬಿಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದತುರ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ವೀಡ್, ಕಳೆಗಿಡ, ದತುರ. ಸೊ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ tubular shape or the flowers may be funnel or infundibuliform shape, or they may be campanulate or bell shaped. Campanulate campanulate or bell shaped. Example for this is bell flower. Bell flower. Or students, the flowers may be in wheel shaped. Example brinjal. ಚಕ್ರದ ಶೇಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, wheel shaped. And example for this is brinjal. Solanum melongena, you have studied the scientific name of brinjal in your living world chapter. So this is what another concept I wanted to tell you. So next concept is coming to the stamens. You know what are stamens? So stamens are the male reproductive organs which are having part called as anther and filament. The filament is attached to the anther by a tissue called as connective tissue. So idondu anther, igandu filament. So these anthers are 2 in number. So they are what? Bithecous. The anthers are 2 in number. So they are bithecous or they are dithecous. So it is a bilobed structure. Bilobed structure. ಎರಡು ಲೋಬ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದೊಂದು ಲೋಬ್ ಇದೊಂದು ಲೋಬ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ bilobed structure. So this is the anther and this is called as the filament, and the filament is attached to the anther by a tissue that is called as the connective tissue. Correct? Connective tissue. Now if you take the anther section, they are having total 4 chambers because there are 2. Each is having 2 chambers. Okay, so inside which there are developing pollen grains are present. So pollen grains are nothing but the male gametes. Pollen grains are present. They are the male gametes. Next we'll study the different technical terms. Okay, so these anthers may be either syngenesious or maybe synandrous. Now what is syngenesious and synandrous? See, there are anthers and filaments, correct? So this forms the stamen, correct? So all the anthers as well as the stamens, they are fused, then that condition is called as synandrous. It is called as synandrous. Example, you can see in case of Cucurbitaceae. Cucurbitaceae andre cucumber family. Cucurbitaceae. Sometimes only these anthers are fused, but the filaments they are free. Then it is called as syngenesious. It's called as syngenesious. Example, in case of Asteraceae, ಅಂದರೆ sunflower family, Asteraceae. Sometimes only the filaments are fused, but these anthers they are free. Then this condition is called as Adelphi. This condition is called as Adelphi. So when the stamens, in the stamens both the anthers and the filaments both are fused, then the condition is called as synandrous. Example, in case of Cucurbitaceae family. But when the anthers are fused and the filaments are free, then that condition is called as syngenesious. You can see Asteraceae family, sunflower family. But when the filaments are fused, okay, and the anthers are free, then that condition is called as Adolphi. So these 3 points are most important points, students, for the NEET exams. So note down this: Synandrous, Syngenesius, as well as the Adolphi. Now when I talk about the Adolphi conditions, so they may be monadelphi or diadelphi or maybe polyadelphi. For example, these filaments are fused and the anthers are free. The filaments are fused to form a single bundle, then it is called as monoandrous. Monoandrous. This you studied in theory. Example in case of hibiscus, China rose. But there are filaments which are fused, anthers are free, in 2 bundles. This is one bundle, this is another bundle. So for example, here 9 stamens are there, they are fused, and 1 stamen is free. So that is 9 plus 1 arrangement. Then it is called as, this is monoadelphous. Monoadelphous. So this is called as diadelphous. Diadelphous condition. Or the filaments may be fused to form and anthers are free in many bundles, more than 2 bundles, then it is called as polyadelphous. Polyadelphous. So you can see monoadelphous in case of P, that is Fabaceae family, polyadelphous in case of citrus. So Adelphi may be of 3 types. If all the stamens are fused to form a single bundle, as in case of hibiscus, then it is called as monoadelphous conditions. But if the stamens are fused together to form 2 separate bundles, then it is called as diadelphous condition, as in case of P, that is Fabaceae family. But if the stamens are fused to form more than 2 bundles, then it is called as polyadelphous condition, as you see in case of citrus. So this is another important concept you have to note down, students. Monoadelphous, then diadelphous, as well as the polyadelphous condition. So shall we move to the next important concept? Now, you have studied about synandrous. Synandrous means the stamens are completely fused to form a single bundle. The anthers as well as the filaments both are fused. Then it is called as synandrous. Example I gave, Cucurbitaceae family. So sometimes there may be only a single stamen in a flower. Sometimes there may be only single stamen in a flower. Then it is called as monoandrous. It is called as monoandrous. One stamen only, single stamen. Sometimes there may be 2 stamens, then it is called as diandrous. ಅಂದರೆ 2 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್, 2 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ. ಅಥವಾ 3 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಡ್ರಸ್. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 3 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್. ಆರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಯಾಂಡ್ರಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ 4 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಾಲಿಯಾಂಡ್ರಸ್. ಪಾಲಿಯಾಂಡ್ರಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ 4ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ many stamens, more than 4, then it is called as polyandrous conditions. Now write down the examples for monoandrous. Euphorbia, example for this is euphorbia. It is a type of weed, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಳೆಗಿಡ. Then coronopus. This is another weed, unwanted plant. Then triticum. Triticum means godi, wheat. Triticum. You have studied now in living world, triticum aestivum. that is the wheat plant. Then tetraandrous, the scoparia. Scoparia is also a weed, unwanted plant. Scoparia. Then Corchorus is an example for polyandrous condition. Corchorus. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಕೋರಸ್ ಉರಿ ಹಗ್ಗವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ವೈಟ್ ಜ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಳಿ ಉರಿ ಹಗ್ಗ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ತಯಾರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಕೋರಸ್ನಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ದೇ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, in case of euphorbia, the condition is called as monoandrous. So the stamens may be 2, then it is called as diandrous. Example, in Coronopus. The stamens may be 3, then it is called as triandrous. Example is Triticum. So these stamens may be 4, then they are called as tetrandrous. Example, in case of Scoparia, or maybe many, more than 4 stamens, then it is called as polyandrous. Example is Corchorus. This is another important concept, students. Note down these points. So shall we move further to the next important concept? Sterile stamens ಅಂದರೆ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸೇ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಟೆರೈಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಮಿನೋಡ್. ಸ್ಟೆರೈಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಮಿನೋಡ್. ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬನಾನಾ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಬನಾನಾ. Musa paradisica, scientific name I gave already. Then sometimes the stamens may be attached to the petals, then it is called as epipetalous. Example, brinjal, textbook ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Or epiphyllus when attached to the perianth. Perianth ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಥಿಯರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಪೆರಿಯಾಂತ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅದೆರಡು ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪೆರಿಯಾಂತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಟು ದ ಪೆರಿಯಾಂತ್, ದೆನ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎಪಿಫಿಲ್ಲಸ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಲ್ಲಿ. Example is in case of lily. So these things you have to remember, important for CET NEET classes. Then comes didynamous and tetradynamous condition. Didynamous and tetradynamous. Didynamous ನಲ್ಲಿ 2+2 ಅಂದರೆ 4 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. 2+2 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್, 2 ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಮತ್ತು 2 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವುದು ಲಾಂಗರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಲೆಂತಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟರ್ ಲೆಂತ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಡಿನಾಮಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 2+4 ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್. ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ 4 ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಲಾಂಗರ್ ಇನ್ ಲೆಂತ್, ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. 2 ಔಟರ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇನ್ನರ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಡಿನಮಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ 2+4 ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ 2+2 ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ 2+4 ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಡೈಡಿನಾಮಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. Example for didynamous condition is salvia. 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 ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Example for tetradynamous condition ಹೀಗೆ mustard. Scientific name of mustard is Brassica gentiana. Field mustard is Brassica compenstris. So students, two important concepts, didynamous and tetradynamous. When there are 4 stamens, out of which 2 are shorter and 2 are longer, 2 outer and 2 inner, 2 outer are shorter and 2 inner are longer, then this condition is called as didynamous. Example in salvia. Tetradynamous means we have 2+4 conditions where the outer 2 whorls are shorter and the inner 4, in the inner whorl having 4 stamens, they are longer in length. So example in case of mustard, that is tetradynamous. So two conditions, didynamous as well as tetradynamous. This is another important concept, students, for your CET or NEET kind of exams. Okay, so we'll move to the next important concept. Now, before that, the anthers are attached to the filament. This is the anther. This anther is attached to the filament in various position. Okay, so this is the anther and it is attached to the filament. Both the ends are freely hanging like a seesaw. Then this is called as versatile condition. It is called as versatile condition. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪೊಸಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಟು ದ ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ ಆರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಟು ದ ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಟ್ ದ middle portion and both the sides are hanging like a seesaw. Then this condition is called as versatile. It is called as versatile. Example for this is Mirabilis jalapa. Mirabilis jalapa. Or adnate. Adnate ಅಂದರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಹೀಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಎರಡು ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದರೆ ಇದೆರಡು ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ, ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ ಎರಡು ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ನ ಮಧ್ಯದಿಂದ ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಡ್ನೇಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಡ್ನೇಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇದು ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ ಆಗಿದರೆ ಇದು ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ದ ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವರ್ಸಟೈಲ, ಅಡ್ನೇಟ. ವರ್ಸಟೈಲಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಮಿರಾಬಿಲಿಸ್ ಜಲಪ, ಮತ್ತು ಅಡ್ನೇಟಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೋಲಿಯಾ. ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೋಲಿಯಾ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಡಾರ್ಸಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್. ಡಾರ್ಸಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್. ಡಾರ್ಸಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇದು ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್, ಇದು ಆ್ಯಂಥರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಇದರ ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಸೈಡಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಯಾವುದು ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಡಾರ್ಸಿ. ಡಾರ್ಸಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಾರ್ಸಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸಿಫ್ಲೋರಾ, ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್. Passiflora, passion flower. Or it may be attached to the base. Basic attach ಆಗಿದೆ. Then it is called as basifixed. It is called as basifixed. Example ಇದಕ್ಕೆ Raphanus sativus. Raphanus sativus ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೂಲಂಗಿ, radish. Raphanus sativus, your radish or mulangi. So the stamens are given different names according how the anthers are attached to the filaments. They are versatile, example Mirabilis jalapa, or they may be adnate, example is magnolia, or attached to the dorsal side, dorsifixed, example is passiflora, or maybe fixed to the base, then basifixed, example is Raphanus sativus. So these also some of the important concepts for NEET you need to remember, my dear students. So these important points what I have told you and which I have written on the board, You have to take down, and you have to also note down my lecture notes. So when we are discussing about the papers, about the worksheets, then these informations play very vital, very important role that come into picture. Then some of the important tricks I will tell you that how you can remember. There are different examples which are present in the morphology of flowering plants chapter. So there are so many examples are there. For example, in economic importance or placentation. So how to remember these? So there are some tricks are involved that I will tell you in my next session. So students, thank you for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.